not in the previous class actually. The question came from somebody via email that why did I choose delta P is equal to delta N. Okay, why? So let us think about, let us look at what happens if in a semiconductor, okay, we have a semiconductor, somehow we created, so this has uniform doping everywhere. Okay, let us say it's an N-type semiconductor, let us say that, or let us say it is P-type. Okay, and we created somehow we created some excess carriers over here. Okay, in the middle of the semiconductor I have created some excess carriers. Okay, how they are created, don't worry about it, we have just created them. Okay, and both your electrons and holes are equal because your generation, or how the generation process was band to band. Okay, so we have created an excess electrons and holes in this semiconductor in the middle. Now if I apply an electric field over here, okay, I apply an electric field. What happens if I apply an electric field? Anybody? What will happen to my excess carriers? Let us forget about everything else. Let us talk only about the excess carriers for now. What is going to happen?
If
Anybody?
excess carriers are holes, then it would move, they would try to move in the direction of electric field.
Yeah, so we have both kinds of carriers, no? We have both electrons and holes. Isn't it? When we do generation, we will have both electrons and holes. I have somehow generated electrons, a few carriers in the middle. Okay, electrons and holes both. So what is going to happen to the because of this electric field?
They will arrange themselves in such a way that an opposite field will, matlab, like holes will be on that side and electrons on this side.
Yeah, let us see what happens if we had a hole. What would happen to the hole? Hole will move in this direction. Okay, in the same direction as electric field. And what will happen to the excess electron that is generated? What will happen? It will move in the opposite direction. ठीक है? How long will that happen? कब तक होगा वो? कितनी दूर जाएंगे ये?
Unless opposite same field is generated.
हाँ?
Unless opposite same magnitude field is generated.
Yeah, so as you keep on increasing the separation, what happens to your field? Field का क्या होता है? Anybody? If the separation is 0, what is going to happen to your electric field? अगर इन दोनों के बीच में सेपरेशन 0 है तो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कितनी होगी इस जगह पर बिकॉज ऑफ दीज चार्जेस?
0 sir.
0. Okay, and when you start separating them out, so if you have a plus positive charge on this side, you have a negative charge on this side, you will have electric field in this direction, isn't it? Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what happens to the electric field once so you will have electric field in this direction. Now even a small amount of separation is good enough to create a sufficiently large electric field. Okay, even a small amount of separation is good enough to create a sufficiently large electric field so that it counters this electric field. Okay, so they will be separated by a very small distance so that is enough to counter the electric field that is present, that is because of this. Okay, so what happens once you balance those out? Once this electric field, E internal if you want to call it, E internal becomes equal to E external, what is going to happen?
Sir, movement of the electrons and holes will stop.
Yeah, because of electric field. Okay, or in other words, that electrons and holes will always move together. Okay, electrons and holes will always move together. Okay. So if they are being attracted by this particular electric field, okay, and this is separating them out, so these two fields at one point balance each other out, okay, and that balance, the distance, the separation between electrons and holes is almost negligible at the point when these two balance each other out. Okay, so we can effectively say that the distance between them is negligible. Okay, if the distance between them is negligible, what is going to happen to delta P and delta N? What will be the relation between those two? क्या होगा? See, originally when we generated them, delta P was equal to delta N. Okay, when we originally generated it, delta P was equal to delta N. Now I am saying that even if I apply an electric field, those two should stay practically the same. Okay, so what is going to happen to delta P is equal to delta N? Sorry, delta P and delta N. They will stay the same. Okay, do you understand? Effectively, what is happening? Your holes and electrons are moving together. They are moving. If you apply an external electric field, if holes move, electrons are going to follow them. Okay, or if electrons move, holes are going to follow them. Okay, because of this reason, that once you create a separation of charges, you're going to see an inbuilt electric field which will oppose the electric field that you externally applied. So even if your electrons and electrons are moving, holes are going to follow them. If holes are moving, electrons are going to follow them. Okay, so that is why we'll have delta P is equal to delta N. Okay, at all times.
Sir, if the
Yeah, go ahead.
sir, if the distance between them is so negligible, wouldn't they recombine most of the time?
Yeah, you have a very good question. See, think about it. Distance may be negligible from point of view of when we are comparing to this worldly things, but in reality, the distance between them, what do you think is a negligible distance for holes and electrons to recombine? What should be the distance between them?
Sir, it should be like 0 if they are to recombine. Like they should be in contact, they should interact with each other. Actually,
Yeah.
they should.
So what do you think is a reasonable distance at which they will recombine? We can say that they recombine.
Sir, sum of radius of hole and electron.
Okay, what is that?
Sir,
Sir, almost
Means
equal
it
to
is-
radius
it-
of electron.
Means it is negligible. Okay, that is negligible compared to the negligible that we are talking here is not comparable to the negligibility of an electron size. Okay, please understand that. When I'm saying negligible, I mean maybe nanometer or something like that, or maybe half a micro, means something of a reasonable length. Okay, the distance between them is a small quantity, but a reasonably, let us say, nanometers, or but electrons and holes recombining, that is of a much lower length scale. Okay, so they are not comparable in any sense. Okay, do you agree or no?
yes, sir. Sir, but like when there were some excess carriers, both of the positive type and the negative type in this area which you have highlighted, and after we apply the electric field just changes the relative positions of these charges. But how can we say by the electric field that their quantity is going to be equal? Like their quantity would be equal only if in the initial state before applying the electric field the quantity was equal. Like the electric field only changes the positioning of these particles rather than the quantity.
So when did I say that it changes the quantity?
Sir,
Means
like
how does
sir, so how we can say like that because of the electric, after the electric field is applied, so they move at they are, we can predict about their positions, like how they are with respect to each other, but we cannot predict the, like we cannot say delta p is delta n because of the electric field. Like I didn't get it, like how
No, no,
from
no.
the electric field.
Because of this phenomena, that whenever you apply an electric field, they are going to they are going to be separated out, and once they start separating out, an opposing electric field will cancel that out. Okay, so they will stay a little bit far apart from each other, but still they will stay together. That is the point. That is the only thing that I am saying. I'm not saying that delta P is how delta P is changing or how delta L is changing. That is not what I am describing. I am only describing that delta P and delta N will stay together. Is that okay?
Yes,
or
sir.
no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That will be described, that the way delta P and delta N changes will be described by recombination. Okay, how your P and N are recombining after, once you have removed the excitation. Okay, we'll go into that in a few moments. Okay, so that is so this is the reason that we call this as ambipolar transport. Your electrons and holes are moving together. Okay, which is very surprising that they are moving together. But please think about it. What is going to happen to your current if the electrons and holes move together? Anybody?
Zero. Because of
Huh? What?
Sir, move together means they are moving in same direction, having same a constant separation between them.
Yeah.
Sir, it will be zero then.
Yeah, effectively your drift current is going to be zero, effectively. Okay, for all intents and purposes your drift current is going to be zero. But what about your diffusion current? डिफ्यूजन करंट का क्या होगा? Okay, we'll get into that at a later time. Okay, let us not jump the gun. I don't want you to put too much pressure on your brains right now. Let us move forward and do an example based on this. Okay, everybody understands. Let us forget about what is the current and all those things. Everybody understands this point. Okay, let us not move too much ahead. Let us think about only this, that delta P will be equal to delta N at all time because of this the attractive force between the electrons and holes. Okay, so they will tend to, even if you apply an external electric field, they'll tend to move together. That is the basic point that I am trying to say. Okay, let us. So we have an N-type semiconductor, okay, and an externally applied electric field is 0. Okay, we have uniform, somehow before time t equal to 0 we have created some excess carriers, okay, uniform excess carriers throughout your semiconductor, okay, and your generation rate at t greater than 0 is 0. Okay, please find out delta n and delta n and delta p. Okay, calculate delta n and delta p. Okay, and your N-type semiconductor is uniformly doped. Okay, you can assume all the symbols for whatever you require. Okay, you can assume all of those values, and please calculate the value of delta N and delta P. So this is an N-type semiconductor. So which of these two equations will be valid? कौन से दोनों में से कौन सी इक्वेशन लगाएंगे हम? गौरव है कोई क्लास में? एनी गौरव इन आवर क्लास? कम ऑन, कोई नहीं है गौरव? होगा यार, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है गौरव ना हो?
नहीं है
है?
नहीं है कोई ऐसा
नहीं है कोई गौरव?
नहीं
अंकित है कोई? नो अंकित आइदर? चलो आरुष तुम ही बताओ, दोनों में से कौन सी इक्वेशन वैलिड होगी? नहीं? ओके, anyway,
The
so
first
we have
equation.
the first equation, yeah. So the equations that we apply the equation for the minority carriers. Okay, so it's an n-type semiconductor, so we'll apply the equation for p-type. Sorry, the holes in an n-type semiconductor. Okay, so the top equation will be valid over here. We apply that. What are the simplifications that we can make in the top equation? इसमें क्या क्या simplify कर सकते हैं हम?
Sir, the
बताओ।
middle term will cancel. The mu p e term will cancel.
Electric field is 0, so this is gone. Okay, we can get rid of this. So we can get rid of this term. What about anything else? Generation at time t greater. We are trying to calculate this at time t greater than 0. Not time t greater than 0. We are time t greater than 0. We are trying to calculate this. So at time t greater than 0, what is the value of g prime? G prime की value क्या है?
0
G prime is 0 for time t greater than 0, already given in the question. What about delta p by del x square? What will the value of that be? उसकी वैल्यू क्या होगी?
0
क्यों? शिवांश, why? गेस तो तुमने अच्छा किया था, लेकिन
यूनिफॉर्म
हाँ।
लिखा है तो
So-
x के
so
साथ
it-
नहीं चेंज होगा.
So axis carriers are uniform throughout. So the dependence on distance is going to be 0. Okay. So there will be no dependence on distance. So d delta p by delta x is going to be delta p by del x is going to be 0. So double derivative is obviously going to be 0. Okay. So this term is gone. This term is gone. This term is gone. Only this and this term remains. Okay, so we have delta p over del t is equal to minus delta p over tau p. Okay, so now इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए हमें क्या करना होगा? टाउ पी इज अ कांस्टेंट, तो उसकी चिंता करने की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है नहीं. सो वी हैव del, and we can change del to d now. Is that okay? Del can be changed to d because it is no longer dependent on x. Okay, so we don't have to worry about partial derivatives. So d delta p over delta p is equal to minus 1 over tau p into dt. Okay, so we can integrate on both sides, integrate it from 0 to time t. Okay, and on the left hand side integrated from delta p 0 at time t equal to 0. Okay, delta p 0 is delta p at time t equal to 0, not position. Okay, here p t. Okay, and to delta p at time t. Okay, what is the integral of 1 over x dx? क्या होता है?
ln x.
ln x. So we'll have ln delta p t over delta p 0 is equal to minus 1 over tau p t minus 0. Okay, so we can take exponential on both sides. So delta p t is going to be equal to delta p 0 exponential minus t over tau p. So this is how your delta p is going to change throughout your semiconductor. What about delta n? Delta n की वैल्यू क्या होगी? Delta n as a function of t.
Same.
So same.
Same. Okay. So delta nt is going to be again delta p 0 exponential minus t over tau p. Okay. Now if I were to plot this, if I were to, मैं इसको erase कर रहा हूँ ऊपर वाले part को. If I were to plot this equation, delta p versus time, what will it look like? Delta p or delta n same hai, so I'm not going to plot them separately. I'm just going to make one plot. So delta p t as a function of time. क्या लगेगा हमें? Obviously, as a function of distance, it is constant. Okay, it will be the same everywhere. So delta p t is going to be what? Initially it is at time t equal to 0, it is delta p 0. Okay, delta p 0, and as you are increasing in time, you are exponentially decaying. Okay, so कैसा लगेगा ये? Will look something like this. Is that okay? ठीक है? So that is your excess carriers are going to decay exponentially. Anybody has a question here?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, here if initially we take from this case, it is evident that if we consider that p0 delta p0 is equals to delta n0, then always the concentration of the excess carriers would remain same throughout the time.
Throughout the time? Yeah, it will be the
Like-
same. But it will, yeah, I agree.
Sir, but initially if the concentration of the excess carriers is not the same, then also would they tend to become same after some time?
That is a very good question. Let me think about it. I think so. I mean, not the probably, I don't know. If they are not the same, they have to mean somehow not the excess carriers, but maybe the ions and the carriers put together. Every region should be almost electrically neutral. Okay, the ions plus your two kinds of carriers. Okay, these three things put together should be almost electrically neutral in any region. Otherwise, your electric field will be very high. It has to be counted out. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, so in ambipolar transport, we always add the excess carriers in the same quantity initially.
Yeah, so for this particular course, almost always we are going to have the same number of means the excess electrons and holes generated or recombined will always be the same. Okay, for this particular course, we will not consider means although there are mechanisms which help in doing the recombination of electrons and holes, but we will not consider any traps means that recombine only electrons or only holes. Okay, we will not consider those for this particular course. Okay, we'll always, although there might be intermediate steps, but final end result is that an electron is recombining with a hole, so both the kinds of carriers will be destroyed in the recombination process or the generation process. Generation will always happen between an electron, the conduction and valence band. Okay, there might be intermediate steps, but final result is going to be that an electron is generated along with a hole whenever generation takes place. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, the excess carriers are decreasing with time because they are recombining with each other in, at certain stages of time, or because of some other reason.
Certain stages of time. What do you mean?
As in, why are the excess carriers decreasing with time? Is my question.
What do you think?
Because of recombination?
Yeah. Look at this. The only term that did not become 0 was the recombination term. Everything else became 0. The only term that was non-zero is the recombination term. This is the recombination term if you remember it. Okay, delta P by tau.
तो सर पे करंट नहीं जनरेट होगा
क्या करंट नहीं
कब हो
जनरेट?
जाएगा
You tell me, will there be any current?
सर बिकॉज ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स करंट तो सॉरी फ्लो ऑफ एक्सेस कैरियर्स करंट तो होगा बट इट विल डिक्रीज विद टाइम राइट
You tell me whether current will be there or not. First, you tell me, will there be current? I agree. From your question, I can infer you are saying that there will be current. But why do you think there will be current? What is current?
movement of charged particles
Charged particles in distance. Okay. So if you look at distance, look at the distribution with respect to distance. So what will the current be?
oh, zero okay.
0. Okay. And even if we were to forget about that part, if we were to look at it as we were discussing previously, what is happening? Your electron and hole, they are both moving at the same means they are decreasing at the same level, and in x also they are moving at the same speed. So what is going to happen? Your current is going to be 0.
Zero.
Okay.
Sir. Okay. Thank you sir.
Okay. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. But for this particular question, because it is uniform axis carriers, there will be no movement in x. Okay, no net movement. Okay, there will be some movement in x and y and z directions, but there will be no net movement. Okay, so the net current is going to be 0. Although the number of axis electrons and holes is coming down, but your net current is going to be 0. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir. Thank you.
okay. Let us move on to our next example. What is the next example? Okay, let us consider the same example, but we are going to do so we have uniform G prime. Okay, initially there was nothing. Okay, no generation before time t equal to 0. Okay, and at time t equal to 0, we start a process, okay, which is causing generation at a uniform rate of G prime, okay, throughout your semiconductor. Okay, so please find out what will be your delta n and delta p as a function of t. Go ahead. Apply similar approximations. Which equation will be valid? Again the same equation. The equation for minority carrier holes in your n-type semiconductor. You'll apply this equation. So you'll get rid of a few things. What are the things that you'll get rid of? Whenever we talk about uniform, दो चीज़ें हैं. अगर steady state की बात करते हैं तो time dependence खत्म हो जाता है. Uniform की बात करते हैं तो distance dependence खत्म हो जाता है. Okay, if we talk about uniformity, then that means there is no dependence on x. If we talk about steady state, then there is no dependence on time. So since there is no dependence on x, since the generation is uniform, what is going to happen? This term will be gone. What about electric field? I have already told you that electric field is 0. If electric field is 0, this term is gone. Now you have other terms are not that straightforward. G prime is obviously not 0 because I have given you a value of G prime. Okay, and delta P by tau P is obviously not 0 because delta P is not 0. Okay, so you will have this equation. So what will be your equation now? क्या होगी हमारी इक्वेशन? G prime minus delta P over tau P is equal to delta P over del T. And again we can replace del by D because it is no longer dependent on x. So this can be replaced by D. इसको इंटीग्रेट करो, क्या आएगा? बताओ भाई कैसे करते हैं इसको, तुम लोगों को ज़्यादा आता होगा। इंटीग्रेट करो जरा, क्या आया? एनीबडी? अरे भाई कोई तो बताओ।
सर इसको इंटीग्रेशन
So using it.
करके
क्या?
मल्टीप्लाई बाय इंटीग्रेशन फैक्टर लीनियर डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन है ना, इन डेल पी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू डेल टी।
हाँ
So we'll multiply with e to the power integral minus px. P will be वो मेरे को याद नहीं है।
नहीं, सिंपल तरीके से भी सिंपल तरीके से भी कर सकते हैं ना, जैसे अभी किया था इससे पहले वाला। बस इसमें क्या कहते हैं, हमारे पास जी पी टाउ पी आ जाएगा, जी प्राइम टाउ पी, सॉरी, माइनस जी प्राइम टाउ पी माइनस डेल्टा पी, उसको नीचे ले लेंगे। तो नहीं कर सकते? वो भी आसान तरीका है ना, वो ज़्यादा आसान तरीका है, उसके लिए कोई ज़्यादा दिमाग, मतलब डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन को स्पेशली सॉल्व करने का कुछ आना ज़रूरी नहीं है।
यस सर, वही करते हैं।
ओके, वो भी कर सकते हैं ना, ठीक है। सो वी कैन टेक जी प्राइम टाउ पी इन द डिनोमिनेटर ओवर हेयर, डी टी गोज ओवर देयर ओवर टाउ पी, ओके, डी टी ओवर टाउ पी ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, जी प्राइम टाउ पी माइनस delta p on the right hand side in the denominator. Okay, so we can integrate it, we can take g prime tau p minus delta p as some constant and then do a differentiation. Finally, once you do all that, your delta p tau t is going to be g prime tau p into 1 minus e to the power t माइनस टी बाई टाउ पी। ठीक है, सो व्हाट विल दिस लुक लाइक इफ आई हैव टू प्लॉट दिस?
Sir, another term will also come, sir. Constant integration. Delta p 0 into e power minus t by tau.
क्या डेल्टा पी जीरो
Into e की power minus t by tau p.
नहीं, डेल्टा पी जीरो मैं ऑलरेडी कह चुका हूँ ना कि नहीं है, जीरो है।
अच्छा, okay.
We started our generation at time t greater than 0. Initially there was no generation. Yeah, this will obviously be delta p t is equal to delta p 0 plus this. Okay, delta p 0 I am telling you is 0. I am not telling you, the question is telling you. Because our generation starts at t greater than 0. Okay, so that means delta p was 0 before that.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Anybody? Okay, so if I were to plot this, how will it look like? I have already told you previously that even if you have very strong forces that are causing a movement of in a certain direction of a system, okay, there will be always, as you keep on increasing the force, there will be an opposing force that will try to counter it, and it will finally balance it at some point. Okay, similar thing is happening over here. If you look at this equation, what is happening? Initially, when your time t is 0, your generation and will affect it strongly, and your delta p t is going to be a very large value. Okay, g prime tau p. Okay, and as you keep on increasing your time, slowly you are going to reach what will be the value of this? मैं गलत बोल रहा हूँ. Anyway, so at time t equal to 0, this is going to be 0. Delta pt is 0. As you are increasing, you are this is increasing very significantly. Initially, the slope of this increase is very high. Okay, delta pt, the slope is very high. Okay, and slowly this becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and the slope almost becomes 0 as you tend to t is equal to t towards infinity. Okay, and what will be the value of this particular value? What is the maximum value that this is going to take?
G prime tau p.
It is going to be g prime tau p. Okay, so what is happening? Why is it moving in this manner? Initially your generation is very high. Okay, initially your generation is very high, and means generation is constant at every point, but that is but the net generation, if you want what to talk about. Okay, let us say we talk about net generation. Okay, what is happening in net generation? This is your generation minus your recombination. Okay, that is your net generation. So initially what is the recombination value? Recombination कितना है? At time t equal to 0, just it is 0 because your excess carriers are 0. So as you are in, so your net generation is very high in the beginning. Okay, but once you start increasing your excess carriers, your recombination, your generation rate stays constant. Okay, but your recombination rate becomes fast, higher and higher. Okay, you have higher and higher recombination. So at one point, at time t is equal to infinity, these two balance each other out. Okay, once they balance each other out, your generation is equal to recombination. Okay, so if you were to do this just at time t is equal to infinity, okay, at time t is equal to infinity, what will happen? How could you solve this? So time t is equal to infinity is what? Steady state. That means no longer it is time dependent. Okay, so what can you do about this equation? क्या कर सकते हो? जो हमने भी सिंप्लीफाई किया था इस इक्वेशन को, वहां से यहाँ तक पहुंचे थे, इसको और फर्दर सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हैं हम टाइम t इक्वल टू इन्फिनिटी पे.
d del p by dt को 0 कर देंगे.
Yeah, you will no longer have time dependence. Okay, so d delta p by delta t is going to be 0. If this is 0 at time t is equal to, at time t equal to infinity, this is going to be 0. So g prime tau p is g prime minus delta p over tau p. So this is delta p is at time t is equal to infinity. So delta p infinity becomes how much? G prime tau p. Okay, that is what we are getting over here. Delta p infinity was g prime tau p. Okay, so both ways we will get the same answer. Yeah, go ahead, Arush. You had a question?
No, sir, no question. I was just saying
Okay.
G prime tau.
Okay. So you do not have to solve this whole thing. If you wanted to find out what will be your final concentration, okay, once you have a fixed generation rate, what will be final concentration, you could just solve this. So you do not even need to do the whole thing. Okay. Okay, let us do a numerical example based on this. So we have T is equal to 300 Kelvin, silicon, Nd is 2 into 10 to power 16 per centimeter cube, tau p is 10 to power minus 7 second, and g prime is 5 into 10 to power 21 per centimeter cube per second. calculate delta pt, okay, and what will be your steady state value of delta p. Please do this calculation. So delta p will be given by this equation, t g prime tau p. So what is g prime tau p? 5 into 10 to the power 21 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, so 5 into 10 to the power 14. So delta p t is going to be 5 into 10 to the power 14 into 1 minus exponential minus t over कितना 1.1 microsecond. Okay, and delta steady state value of delta p, this is per centimeter cube. Okay, and steady state value of delta p is going to be, when you put t, this t is equal to infinity, you're going to get that will be equal to g prime tau p, which will be 5 into 10 to the power 14 per centimeter cube. Okay, so we'll have a quiz for 5 minutes and then we'll take a break and then I'll continue with more examples of this particular thing. Okay, we'll if you have a few questions, then we can answer those after I'm done with my examples for today. Okay, any questions? So a quiz is about to start in 1 minute. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to get ready.
Sir, class quiz 1 or test quiz, or you will
No,
put it
class
now?
quiz 2. I'm going to open it up.
Okay, sir.
It is class quiz 2.
Yes, sir, I can see it now.
Okay.
It is not visible now.
It should be. There are 10 students connected. Class quiz 2.
Sir, but test quiz in class 1 only.
Sir, it is showing.
Huh?
Refresh kar le, Shivansh.
It is showing. Sir.
You can try refreshing the page, Shivansh.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we'll start the quiz now.
Sir, the quiz cannot be taken on the Moodle app.
I don't, probably not. No, it
No,
cannot.
sir. No, sir. The quiz
Yeah,
cannot
it
be
cannot.
taken up. We have to
It
go to
cannot.
the
Okay, sir.
website.
I got it. That's why I guess. Now I've logged in on this app,
Yeah, it cannot
means
be.
on that site.
Should marks be given for D option?
This question was created by the TA, so therefore he did not anticipate the ingenuity of our BTech students. So I would not have given that option as an option. So I'm sorry for giving you that as an option. Okay. Anyway, it stays neutral. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Let us move on. आज तो क्विज भी धोखा दे रही है. Have you found the second? Is the second
Sir,
question
the
away?
page is not changing.
Okay, it will change now. Maybe it is overloaded the server. Can you see the question now? Good. Okay, let us move on to the next question. So that is true when your total dopant density is much higher than Ni, and your donors is much higher than your acceptors. Okay, those two conditions have to be met. The answer is incorrect here. You are right. You guys are right. The answer, correct answer is B. I'll make the change. Okay. So for those who have answered B, that is correct. Option A is incorrect. So it is incorrectly showing the answer here. So the correct answer is going to be B, because if you have 10 to power 17 dopants, n-type dopants, then if you add another additional 10 to power means that the net p-type dopant should be 10 to power 17. So 10 to power 17 plus 10 to power 17 is going to be 10 to power 20. Sorry, not 27. 2 into 10 to power 17. Okay, the option B is correct. The answer marked here is incorrect. Okay, please move on to the next question. Go ahead,
Sir,
Aviral.
why is D wrong, sir?
It is
Yes,
not.
sir, D should also be correct.
Yeah, it is not. It is not wrong. Okay. Go ahead.
So means
Again.
it will also become correct, na? After.
Yeah, it will be. Okay. So in this question, you can assume the initial temperature to be 300 Kelvin. Okay. So when
Sir,
it is saying,
can't we change our answer once more?
unfortunately not, yaar. In this is a very bad. Honestly, it is a very bad program. You can't change anything once you mark it. It is done. I'm sorry. So make sure you don't change. Don't do it next time onwards. I'm sorry. Okay. So the correct answer is यार क्या किया है मेरे टीएस ने यार बहुत परेशान कर दिया ये तो ऊपर ये कुछ और है नीचे ये कुछ और
सर बट आंसर तो करेक्ट वही है.
नहीं वो तो नीचे तो सही है ऊपर चलो लेकिन थोड़ा कन्फ्यूजन हो गया होगा किसी को
हाँ
कोई
यस
नहीं
सर उस वे में है सर.
चलो कोई नहीं एनीवे
Can you
So-
explain this one?
yeah I will explain it let me do that on the board so when you are we had discussed this previously that when you have your Ni and Nd okay when do we say that our doping is high okay we compare it to Ni okay if something is more N type that means your Nd is much larger as compared means Ng is becoming larger compared to Ni another thing can happen when you increase the temperature what happens instead of Nd changing your Ni changes okay so if your Ni becomes larger if your Ni becomes larger that means your relative value of Nd with respect to Ni is becoming smaller okay at higher temperatures Ni becomes larger so your Nd becomes smaller compared to Ni okay so it is becoming less N type now if you reduce the temperature what happens your Nd is your Ni is becoming smaller so your Nd with respect to Ni is the difference between those two is becoming larger so it will be more N type okay effectively okay again it's a rudimentary sort of explanation not explanation the term more N type or less N type but you probably get the point we already discussed this in the class previously also.
Sir, तो पहले से तो N type है ही
हाँ
जो भी है मतलब तो फिर
हाँ
more N type अच्छा
हमने
Means
पहले भी बोला था ये
300
बात
से compare.
नहीं that is what I am saying see if you keep on increasing the temperature what happens if you keep on increasing the temperature Vaishnavi mute yourself if you keep on increasing the temperature what happens बताओ
Ni increases
Ni increases okay and it keeps on increasing how much तो वो बढ़ता रहेगा okay Ni keeps on increasing and मैं कहीं कुछ और सोच रहा था so Ni keeps on increasing when you increase the temperature at one point Ni becomes comparable to Nd okay then it is no longer what कौन था क्वेश्चन पूछने वाला
yes sir
शिवांश yeah
हाँ sir.
so it is no longer what and it is no
N
longer
type.
an n-type material now. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so your n-typeness can change depending on temperature. That is what I'm saying. If you reduce the temperature, usually what happens is that if your doping was n-type, then it will become more n-type. Okay, and if you increase the temperature, then you're coming closer and closer to the intrinsic point. Okay, because your intrinsic point is changing.
Got it.
Okay,
Sir,
thank you. We will continue. Yeah.
sir, sir, in the fourth question,
Anybody else
in
has a
which
question?
Fermi level, yes, sir.
क्या
Sir, in the fourth question, the
यार
Fermi level
रुद्राक्ष
one.
समझ में नहीं आ रहा तुम्हारा कुछ भी, दोबारा बोलो.
Uh, hello, sir, am I audible?
I can't hear. Please type it out. Maybe on Teams. I can.
Sir, he is saying in the fourth question of the Fermi level something.
Yes, sir. Sir, in that question, sir, didn't you say that Fermi level always remain constant? So rather the conduction band and valence band energy should. So I have done that Fermi level will not change, because in the diagram also that you showed in the class, you said that Fermi level remains wherever it is, EFI and all will change. So it will be that EFI will move, everything will move upward, and the Fermi level will remain constant. So sir, this
Fermi
option
le-
should be correct.
No. Fermi level stays constant in one single device at one single temperature. Okay, other than that it does not stay constant. Okay, it can move around, not in the same material. Okay, at equilibrium it does not happen that way. Okay, but if you are changing, let us say, doping concentration, then obviously your Fermi level is going to change. No.
Sir, you took the example where the concentration was only changing, and everything was moving upward
अरे
with a
यार,
change in concentration.
या
सर उसमें
ठीक है वो भी,
तो
बट इन दैट देयर वाज अ सिंगल मटेरियल.
सर
ओके,
मतलब वो सारे मटेरियल से बना हुआ मान सकते हैं ऐसे, तो मतलब दो अलग
क्या?
अलग कंसंट्रेशन के मटेरियल जोड़ दिए.
हाँ
सर वो भी सही केस हो गया. सर मतलब मटेरियल तो एक ही है, ऐसा मतलब अलग तो नहीं है, क्योंकि जैसे हम सेम कोई डोप कर रहे हैं तो अलग मटेरियल तो नहीं बोलेंगे, टेम्परेचर भी सेम ही है, सब कुछ सेम है, बस डोपिंग चेंज करिए.
हाँ, तो अलग मटेरियल हो गया ना वो.
सर
Same.
मतलब
वो please understand that when you are bringing two materials, okay, when I say two materials, I mean that by two materials I mean they may have any single property different. Okay, then we say there are two materials. When you bring them together, then obviously it is going to be a different scenario. Okay, then you have to analyze your system differently. Okay, but in the same material. Okay, but अगर तुम्हारा single lake वो है, इसमें हम क्या कर रहे हैं, इसमें हम doping को बढ़ा रहे हैं. Okay, then we are going to consider it a little bit differently because it's a single material with a different characteristics.
सर मतलब तो अगर मैं दो मटेरियल को जोड़ दूं जिनकी डोपिंग अलग अलग है, तो वो वही
हाँ.
केस नहीं होगा कि एक ही मटेरियल में वो दो वैसी डोपिंग वैसी ही एक मटेरियल सिंगल में. जैसे पहले 10 की पावर 17 से 10 की पावर 18 में मैं जा रहा हूँ एक
हाँ.
मटेरियल के अंदर,
हाँ,
और उसकी जगह मैं कह रहा हूँ कि मेरे पास एक 10 की पावर 17 वाला था और 10 की पावर 18 वाला था. अब
हाँ.
मैंने उनको आपस में जोड़ दिया, तो दोनों सेम
नहीं.
चीज नहीं है.
लेकिन क्वेश्चन 4 में हमने जोड़ा नहीं था ना, एक ही सिंगल मटेरियल को हमने 10^17 से 18 कर दिया था. जोड़ा नहीं है ना, जोड़ने के बाद हमें इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्स एनालिसिस की जरूरत पड़ती है. अगर सिंगल मटेरियल है तो एनालिसिस की जरूरत ही नहीं है ना इतनी.
सर मतलब ये मतलब फिर नहीं चेंज, आपके हिसाब से चेंज होता है.
यार EF क्या है? हाउ डू यू डिफाइन EF?
Fermi level
You have
energy.
no. You have to define it with respect to something. Okay, it's a potential energy again. Whenever that plot is a whole potential, पूरा potential energy है, इसको किसी के respect में define करेंगे हम. ठीक है, तो जब हम single material की बात करते हैं तो हम जो है when we are talking about a single material, then we make either your valence band or your conduction band or another level called as vacuum level as your reference. Okay, and then you do your analysis with reference to that. Okay, you do your whole analysis. ठीक है ना. तो जब हम ये उसमें ये कह रहे हैं कि वैलेंस या फर्मी लेवल इज गोइंग डाउन, फर्मी लेवल इज गोइंग डाउन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू योर कंडक्शन बैंड ऑब्वियसली.
हाँ सर, पर आपने मतलब अगर कांस्टेंट बोलने के लिए बोल दी किसी एक सिंगल मटेरियल में, तो उसका मतलब तो हो गया EF है हमारा रेफरेंस लेवल. और बाकी सब उसके अकॉर्डिंग मूव कर रहे हैं।
लेकिन मटेरियल ही चेंज हो रहा है ना।
सर मतलब
हम
अगर
ये दो मटेरियल नहीं जोड़ रहे ना, हम इसी मटेरियल को चेंज कर दे रहे हैं, तो अलग तरीके से एनालिसिस होगी ना उसकी। अगर इन दोनों को जोड़ रहे होते, इन दोनों को जोड़ रहे होते तो हमें इतनी चिंता करने की जरूरत पड़ती कि फर्मी लेवल क्या होगी, उनका कंडक्शन बैंड में क्या, वो सब परेशानी हमें चिंता करनी होती। लेकिन इसमें तो हम जोड़ ही नहीं रहे ना, मटेरियल को ही चेंज कर रहे हैं, दूसरा मटेरियल लगा रहे हैं, उसकी फर्मी लेवल अलग है।
तो सर हमारा कांस्टेंट रहता क्या किसी भी मटेरियल में हमेशा, मतलब EI, EC, EV और EF में से? मतलब चाहे हम दो अलग मटेरियल ले या फिर कोई एक मटेरियल में कंसंट्रेशन चेंज करे, कांस्टेंट चीज क्या है जिसको हम हमेशा रेफरेंस मानेंगे? क्योंकि ये तो अजीब लग रहा है कि कभी किसी को रेफरेंस मान रहे हैं, कभी किसी को रेफरेंस मान रहे हैं। मतलब आप कह रहे हो कि अगर दो अलग मटेरियल है तो फिर हम EC, EV में से किसी को रेफरेंस मानेंगे, पर अगर एक ही मटेरियल में कंसंट्रेशन चेंज कर दी तो फिर EF को मानेंगे
नहीं, मैंने कब कहा ये बात?
सर तो वहां पे मतलब सर अगर EF के रिस्पेक्ट में सब कुछ मूव कर रहा है सेम कंसंट्रेशन में, तो उसका मतलब वही है ना, EF रेफरेंस पॉइंट है।
नहीं, जरूरी थोड़ी है। तुम ये भी सोच सकते हो कि हमारा EC, इसमें हम क्या सोच सकते हैं, मान लो ऐसा है तुम्हारा, ठीक है, ऐसा तुम्हारा बैंड डायग्राम है, ओके, इट लुक्स समथिंग लाइक दिस, you can assume this to be your reference, no, and your EF is changing with respect to reference. What is the problem in that?
अच्छा,
इसको रेफरेंस मान लो, your EF is changing, it is constant, means it is the same energy, but with respect to this reference it is changing. Your question is very good actually. I'm not trying to discount your question. Actually, your question is very good. And neither have I thought about this in the last 15 years I have been studying this, or 5 years I have been teaching this. I never thought about it, nor did any other student ask this question. So your question is very good. Means I appreciate your question, but are you able to understand what I am saying or no? Or you can ask me again.
ये सर बस मुझे ये कंफ्यूजन है कि जब हम एक मटेरियल में कंसंट्रेशन चेंज करते हैं तो ऐसा क्या होता है कि फर्मी लेवल तब कांस्टेंट रहेगा, मतलब थ्रू आउट, पर अगर दो मतलब मैंने वैसे टाइप का एक और मटेरियल ले लिया तो फर्मी लेवल कैसे चेंज हो रहा है? मतलब
फर्मी लेवल चेंज नहीं हो रहा ना, फर्मी लेवल तो उसमें भी कांस्टेंट रह रहा है थ्रू आउट, दैट इज द ओनली रिक्वायरमेंट। फर्मी लेवल कांस्टेंट नहीं, फर्मी लेवल इज फ्लैट थ्रू आउट, ओके, इट इज नॉट कांस्टेंट. That is the mistake I made previously also, and I keep on making that same mistake, that Fermi level is not constant in the sense that it stays, it cannot move. Okay, Fermi level can move, okay, depending on what is happening, but it stays flat throughout. Okay, it is the same value throughout your semiconductor, throughout your device. That is the only requirement. Fermi level can move, it is not constant. That was my mistake in saying that. Okay, Fermi level dF by dEF by dx is 0 for a material in equilibrium.
Okay. हाँ सर, पर वो मूव करेगा, मतलब सर मुझे
मूव कर सकता है, मूव कर सकता है, हाँ, फर्मी लेवल कैन मूव. ओके, द ओनली या
नहीं बनाएंगे, मतलब बिल्कुल जो हम फ्लैट बना रहे हैं वो बनाना सही नहीं है वैसे देखा जाए तो.
क्या फ्लैट बनाना?
आपने बताया तो था क्लास में जब आप करा रहे थे, तो आपने कहा था कि जैसे अगर हम इसी मटेरियल में जिसमें ऐसे आपने राइट हैंड साइड पे डायग्राम बनाया हुआ है, तो आपने यही बताया था कि अगर फर्मी लेवल मूव करेगा तो पूरा साथ में करेगा ऊपर या फिर पूरा साथ में नीचे करेगा. तो मतलब सही तो कह रहे हो आप, मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा, डाउट क्या आ रहा है.
वही मुझे भी समझ में थोड़ा सा मुझे भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, लेकिन फर्मी
मतलब कांस्टेंट तो रह ही नहीं रहा, मतलब ये तो कभी बोला ही नहीं सर ने कि कांस्टेंट है, बस ये कहा था कि कांस्टेंट थ्रू आउट.
नहीं, नो, यू आर शाश्वत. I have used the word constant, so I accept my mistake. I should not have used the word constant. It should be flat.
उसके बाद क्लियर कर दिया था कि मतलब सारे में एक ही वैल्यू होगी फर्मी लेवल की, मतलब वो वैल्यू अलग हो सकती है बट होगी एक ही वैल्यू. ये कहना चाह रहा था.
हाँ, रुद्राक्ष, now is that clear or no? Maybe it will take a couple of days for you to get it, but
मतलब सर थोड़ा और सोच लूंगा इस पे.
Please understand that Fermi level can move. In the only restriction on Fermi level is that it cannot change from the left hand side to the right hand side in a single material, not a single material at equilibrium. Okay, throughout your device, your Fermi level is going to be the same throughout in distance. Okay, sir, that is the only. Yeah.
Sir, if we take a simple semiconductor and we change the level of doping in that material, so would the Fermi level change? Like it would, if we increase the n-type doping, it would go above the intrinsic part, and if we increase the acceptor, it would go below.
Yeah.
Sir, so in this case, which we are discussing, we are,
Yeah.
sir, the level of doping changes with X.
Okay.
Sir, so how can we say that the Fermi level does not change with X? Sir, like, sir, either, sir, like you have been saying that we actually model things to make our life simpler. So instead, like, we can also view it in such a way that the EC, the EV, and the intrinsic part, these three remain constant. The Fermi level part changes. However, to obtain equations for our ease, we have actually rotated the model. Sir, because according to the model you had made, actually EI by EX was not also equals to 0, but EI is a constant value.
EI by?
Sir, D of EI by DX.
Yeah.
Like according to that model, the intrinsic, the EI also changed with change in X.
Yeah.
But
But EI,
actually,
EI is just a mathematical quantity. It is just the middle of your band gap. That's all EI is. So if your EC and EV are changing, EC and EV cannot change. Please understand that. Okay, the distance between EC and EV cannot change. It's a single material. That is one thing that you cannot change at all. Okay, the distance between EC and EV will stay throughout the material. It will stay the same. Okay, so the distance between EC and EV will always be the same. So they will always be parallel. Okay, one thing you have to understand that. Okay.
yes, sir.
So
Sir, so if we
EI,
take a
EI is just the middle of that. Okay, so it is not intrinsic. It has nothing to do with intrinsic material. Okay, please understand that EI is just a definition that is the middle of your band gap. That's all. Okay, so it is just
Yes,
a level which is parallel to your EC and EV. That's all in the middle.
Yes, sir. Sir, so we will consider EC and EV. Sir, so
Yeah.
according to that model which we had made,
Yeah.
sir, that model says that EC and EV increases, the value of EC and EV increases as we decrease the level of doping in our semiconductor. Sir, would that be true? Instead, it
EC
should
and
be
EV
like,
changes. EC and EV increases.
sir, like in that model which we had made, the EC and EV had a, sir, increasing line. Like the value of EC and EV was increasing because we had taken EF as a reference.
Okay.
Sir, so actually,
We had not taken EF as the reference. EF is constant throughout. I mean, it is the same throughout in X. In any material in equilibrium, EF stays the same throughout. Okay, everything else has to change around that. That is the definition of Fermi level. Okay, it has something to do with electrochemical potential. I have already previously also, if you guys are interested in the chemistry part of it, it is called as mu. Okay, you might have heard, you might not have heard of it, but it is mu electrochemical potential. Okay, Fermi level is analogous to that electrochemical potential, and it stays constant throughout your material in equilibrium. So I still don't get what the problem is. प्रॉब्लम इज के फर्मी लेवल फ्लैट क्यों रहेगा, उसका मुझे भी नहीं पता यार. इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल पोटेंशियल क्यों सेम रहेगा थ्रू आउट. यू कैन थिंक ऑफ इट एज अ रेफरेंस. ओके, एंड अनदर वे ऑफ थिंकिंग अबाउट इट इज दैट इफ लेट अस से यू हैड टू मटेरियल्स. ठीक है, फर्मी लेवल की डेफिनेशन क्या है हमारी. व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ फर्मी लेवल. लेट अस से एक में फर्मी लेवल यहाँ पर है, दूसरे में फर्मी लेवल यहाँ पर है. ठीक है, और हमने इन दोनों को साथ में लेकर आए. Okay, you can think of probability as your density. Okay, think of it that way. Okay, probability of filling up of of electrons is sort of the density. Means your diffusion is going to take place from the place where you have higher probability to the place where you have lower probability. Okay, you can think of it that way. So what is going to happen once you bring them together. इन दोनों मटेरियल्स को एक साथ लेकर आओगे तो क्या होगा. यहाँ ये सारी states filled up हैं. You can think of it this way, and the states above that are empty. When you bring these two materials together, what is going to happen? क्या होगा?
Sir, it would form something like a PN junction because one is N type and one is P type.
So if you look at this, What is, no, forget about p-n junction. Let us talk about in general terms. Okay, when you bring these two together, you have particles here. यहाँ पर particles की probability क्या है? So if this is your Fermi level, what is the probability of these states being filled compared to this?
Sir, more.
The probability of filling of these states is much higher than this. Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
when you bring them together, then what is going to happen? दोनों को लेकर आओगे साथ में तो.
Sir, some of these states in the second on the right side would get filled from the left.
Yeah. So some of these states, some of the electrons will go from here to here, and these states get filled up. If they get filled up, then what is going to happen on the right hand side?
The Fermi level would rise up on the right side and go down on the left side.
Yeah. So it will keep on happening until your probability on both sides becomes the same. Okay, this phenomena will keep on happening until the probability on both sides is the same. Okay, so there is no net movement of carriers from the left hand side to the right hand side. So that is why you have a flat Fermi level in a device or in a system at any given temperature. Okay, when you are in thermal equilibrium, then your Fermi level is constant throughout. If it is not constant, then there will be a movement of particles from one side to another, and this will keep on happening until your the probability at a given energy level. At a given energy level, the probability on the left hand side is the same as the probability on the right hand side. This will keep on happening. Okay, that is why you have a, yeah.
So this thing, like these Fermi levels getting equal is when the electrons on both the side, like the electrons moved from the left side to the right side because of diffusion, because the concentration of electrons was here higher, because the probability was higher on the left side.
Okay.
Sir, so but sir, in the initial state when dn by dx was not zero, so sir, in that particular state the Fermi level is not constant, and so actually when we achieve this
so when we hold on, when we are drawing this, whenever we are drawing any band diagram, we are drawing that in steady state. Please understand that everything has already happened. Okay, we have given infinite time for all the permutations, combinations to take place, everything to happen, all the movements to take place, so that the Fermi levels align. Everything has already happened. Okay.
Sir, so in this state also the dn by dx becomes zero. After that we make that diagram.
dn by dx, yeah. There is no movement here. Once you have drawn this diagram, this is already, everything has already happened. Okay, in this particular diagram, the net movement is zero because of electric field and your diffusion. Both of those cancel each other out. Drift and diffusion cancel each other out. Then only this can be drawn. Okay, this is drawn in steady state in equilibrium. Not only in steady state, it is in equilibrium when you are drawing a flat band diagram. But please understand that there is no real time net movement happening in this. Okay, the net movement is zero in equilibrium. Okay, once we draw this, already those things have happened. हम एक्चुअली हमें एनालिसिस, हमारे दिमाग इतना तेज़ नहीं है, हमारा दिमाग बड़ा स्लो है, तो हमको एनालिसिस करने के लिए बहुत सारी चीज़ें एज्यूम करनी पड़ती है कि पहले ये मूवमेंट होगा, फिर ये होगा, फिर ये होगा, लेकिन ये जब हमने इसको ड्रॉ कर दिया तो ये सब ऑलरेडी हो चुका है. ठीक है, वो हो नहीं रहा है. या
सर, हमने जो ग्रेडेड इम्प्योरिटी सेमीकंडक्टर का जो मॉडल बनाया था, उसके अंदर सर जैसे हमारा EF पहले सेम था जैसे अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं, और सर उसमें हमने पूरा वो डिस्कस करा, तो सर उसमें मतलब हम क्या कह रहे हैं कि विद टाइम जो है डिफ्यूजन ऐसे सेट होगा कि दोनों मतलब पूरे सेमीकंडक्टर के अंदर कंसंट्रेशन यूनिफॉर्म हो जाएगी.
मैंने कब कहा कंसंट्रेशन यूनिफॉर्म हो जाएगी?
नहीं, मतलब सर डिफ्यूजन होने के कारण दोनों तरफ बैलेंस तो होनी पड़ेगी सब तरफ से, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि वो बैलेंस होगी फाइनली.
डिफ्यूजन के साथ साथ फिर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड भी तो जनरेट हो रही है ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में, तो सारे फोर्सेस बैलेंस हो जाएंगे कि तुम्हारा नेट मूवमेंट जीरो हो. सारे पार्टिकल्स इक्वल नहीं होंगे चारों तरफ. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट वुड हैपन इफ दीज पार्टिकल्स हैड नो चार्जेस. ओके, अगर इन पार्टिकल्स के कोई चार्ज नहीं होता तो हो जाता जो तुम कह रहे हो कि वी वुड हैव कांस्टेंट नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स थ्रू आउट. But these particles have charges, and once these particles move, they leave behind some immovable charges. So those cause an electric field. So your net movement of particles is going to be 0. Okay.
मतलब हम करंट को बैलेंस करेंगे पर पार्टिकल्स को बैलेंस नहीं करेंगे, ये मतलब
हाँ, पार्टिकल्स क्यों बैलेंस होंगे? पार्टिकल्स कोई तो फोर्स चाहिए ना मूव करने के लिए. डिफ्यूजन फोर्स, तो मान लो तुम डिफ्यूजन को एक फोर्स मान लो. ओके, इफ डिफ्यूजन इज अ फोर्स, ड्रिफ्ट इज opposing force, those two forces are cancelling each other out. Why will the particles move now? Do you agree?
yes sir got it.
Sir,
Yeah.
सर r डैश डेल्टा n बाय टाउ n कैसे हो रहा है, या डेल्टा p बाय टाउ p?
हम कर चुके थे ना पहले ही उसको, हमने उसको डिराइव किया था. तुमने मेरे को ब्रेक नहीं लेने दिया है. चलो कोई नहीं. कहाँ थे हम? या सो वी हैड रिटन डाउन dp by dt is equal to alpha r, the recombination coefficient, ni squared minus np. ये था ना? You remember this?
Yes,
alpha r
sir.
is your recombination coefficient, and this is when there is no movement in x. We are talking only in the there is no movement in x. We are only talking about time. There is only recombination generation. There is no x movement. Okay, x movement नहीं होगा तो ये वाली equations दोनों गायब हो जाएंगी. ठीक है? We are talking this in equilibrium. What happens in equilibrium में क्या होगा ये? This can be replaced, n and p can be replaced by n0 and p0. n0 p0 is ni squared, so this becomes dp by dt is 0 in equilibrium. So this can be thought of, this term can be thought of as generation, and this can be thought of as recombination. ठीक है? Is that okay?
Sir.
ठीक है? So we can again do alpha r ni squared minus n0 plus delta n n0 plus delta n and p0 plus delta n. I am assuming that delta p and delta n are the same. Okay. So this is going to give me alpha r ni squared minus n0 p0 minus n0 plus p0. हम ऑल तो सारा डेरिवेशन कर चुके हैं, लेकिन तुम चाहते हो तो दोबारा कर लेते हैं. प्लस डेल्टा एन इंटू डेल्टा एन. ठीक है? एन आई स्क्वायर्ड ये गया. ठीक है? सो फाइनली दिस इज योर नेट recombination. Okay, your net recombination comes out to be this quantity.
Yes sir.
ठीक है? Because there is, we are assuming that there is no more extra generation taking place. All the generation that was taking place is already taking place in the equilibrium situation also. There is no extra generation right now. We are talking only about recombination. Okay, so the extra recombination is going to be this much. So this is, and if we are assuming that it's an n-type material, so this is going to be, P0 is going to be negligible compared to N0, and we are assuming that we have low level injection. So delta N is going to be smaller than N0. So effectively you will have delta N over क्या आया 1 by alpha R into N0. ठीक है? माइनस, हाँ माइनस आएगा यहाँ पे, या बिकॉज इट्स रिकॉम्बिनेशन टर्म. ठीक है ना? माइनस क्यों आ रहा है? बिकॉज इफ यू रिकम्बाइन देन यू आर गोइंग टू रिड्यूस द नंबर ऑफ होल्स. ठीक है? ठीक है? और ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड दिस p कैन बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय p0 प्लस डेल्टा n, है ना? तो d डेल्टा n बाय dt बिकम. ठीक है? हो गया?
तो रिकॉम्बिनेशन क्या हुआ सर? माइनस डेल एन बाय टाउ,
माइनस डेल्टा एन बाय ये क्वांटिटी 1 बाय अल्फा आर इंटू n0.
सर तो ये पूरा जनरेशन प्लस रिकॉम्बिनेशन नहीं है, तो नेट चेंज है ना, मतलब हम सिर्फ रिकॉम्बिनेशन क्यों बोल रहे हैं इसको?
क्यों? रिकॉम्बिनेशन ही तो है, जनरेशन कहाँ है?
मतलब नेट चेंज है सर डी डेल पी बाय dt का. जैसे
देखो भाई, जो तुम्हारा ओरिजिनल वो था वो तो कैंसिल हो चुका है ना ऑलरेडी. जो तुम्हारा इक्विलिब्रियम में जनरेशन और रिकॉम्बिनेशन जो था वो वाला तो हमने कैंसिल कर ही दिया ऑलरेडी. तो ये तो रिमेनिंग रिकॉम्बिनेशन ही हुआ ना ये. और क्या हुआ? और एक चीज़ और दिमाग लगा सकते हो, कैसे लगा सकते हो कि भाई ये रिकॉम्बिनेशन है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर माइनस साइन आ रहा है। अगर माइनस साइन आ रहा है तो मतलब वो रिकॉम्बिनेशन पार्ट है, अगर प्लस साइन होगा तो वो जनरेशन पार्ट होगा। ठीक है, एनीबडी एल्स?
In the fourth question, it had said that acceptor level increases. Does that mean EA increases? It moves further away from EV?
No.
Because if
it was, if it said acceptor, so that's why I should not ask my TAs to make the questions for you guys, because you guys think too much. When he was saying acceptor level, he was talking about the doping density. The doping density is increasing.
Yes, because otherwise the EF would have moved upwards, so I marked it moves towards conduction band.
Yeah, let me look at the question.
It
Acceptor
says EA
level
not
concentration.
Acceptor level, not concentration.
No, it says if we increase the acceptor level concentration. It is not a very good way of saying this, but in any case, he specified clearly that it was concentration. So it was your misunderstanding. It was not that ambiguous. The question was not that ambiguous. Okay?
Okay.
Sir, in this dp by dt,
Yeah.
sir, we have said that we have multiplied it by the coefficient of recombination. So we have said that dp by dt is equals to the sir, there should be some generating coefficient also.
क्या मतलब?
सर हमने मतलब सिर्फ रिकॉम्बिनेशन कंसिडर किया है इसको देखते समय।
हाँ
सर, बट जनरेशन भी तो हो सकता है।
लेकिन जनरेशन इसके ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं करता ना, जनरेशन यूजुअली एक्सटर्नल फोर्स की वजह से होता है, तो उसको हम करेंगे कैसे? उसे तो हम एक्सटर्नली ऐड करते हैं ना जी प्राइम के टर्म्स में। Please understand. Please see, the reason we have a specific term for recombination and not for generation is because generation is an externally applied force. Okay, generation happens because of an externally applied force. You, depending on what the force is, you are going to have different generation. But recombination depends on the parameters that are already known to us. Okay, that is why we are doing this derivation. Otherwise, अगर वो भी derive नहीं कर पाते तो हम यहाँ पर g माइनस ये लिखने की बजाय g प्राइम माइनस r प्राइम लिख देते, ठीक है, क्योंकि हमें r प्राइम की कोई पता ही नहीं है, कैसे पता लगाएंगे. But we already know that recombination depends on the quantities already known to us. That is why we write the specific term for recombination. But generation is not known to us. Generation is because of an externally applied force. And this recombination term, please understand that this recombination term already includes all the generation that is happening because of thermal reasons. Okay, thermal generation is already included in this. Okay, this is the externally applied generation. Okay, not because of temperature but because of other reasons. Okay, because of some externally applied electric field or light or something like that. Okay, this generation does not include the thermal part. This term, the recombination term, already includes the thermal generation in it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else?
Sir, and one time, sir, during the derivation of this graded semiconductor, we had assumed that ndx is equals to nx.
Yeah.
Sir, but sir, like you explained the reason of that, sir, shouldn't we always take nx, like we are always talking about the total number of electrons or total number of holes at any given x in that derivation. So, sir, what's the point of equating it equals to ndx? Like, sir, it is obvious, like.
I don't understand what you are saying.
Sir, like
what is the problem?
Explanation of, sir, you said that we have taken ndx is equals to nx in that derivation.
Yeah.
And sir, then you asked us that if we could guess which assumption you had taken, and then you told us that you had taken ndx equals to nx, and then you gave an explanation for that thing, that why you had taken.
Yeah.
Sir, but wasn't it obvious that nx would be taken because we are always talking about the total number of electrons when we are making any derivation for charge carriers?
Yeah, but how do you know nx?
So we had assumed nx, and nx we know that it is always equals to n naught plus the excess charge carrier.
What is excess charge carriers?
So whatever, so that is a variable in the equation.
Now what is n naught either? What is n naught?
Sir, n naught is actually sir
No, how will you
n
calculate
sir,
that? No, my point is in that particular example, how will you calculate n naught?
sir, because we know the doping concentration, we know Ni, we know Na, we can calculate n naught.
So that is what I did. That is when I'm saying n0 is equal to nd, that is what it is. What else did I do? I don't understand the problem.
Sir, like for this you gave an explanation something like because of the exchanges then the electrons move there and there is an electric field, something like
Yeah,
that.
this is not exactly true. This is going to be your next octave assignment. So don't worry about it too much. You'll get to see in reality what happens. Okay, on your own.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes.
Hello, sir.
And please, I want to remind your question was very valid. Whoever was Rudraksh, I think. Yeah, that your Fermi level. Why will it change? See, please understand that Fermi level can change. Fermi level does change, even in a single material when you don't change the doping. When we were talking about temperature changing, okay, when we were talking about Ni and Nd, okay, Fermi level can change and does change. Okay, but Fermi level stays the same throughout your material as long as we are in thermal equilibrium. Okay, that is the only requirement. Okay, Fermi level can move around. वो ऊपर भी जा सकती है, नीचे भी जा सकती है, कहीं भी जा सकती है. Okay, that is not the restriction. The only restriction is in equilibrium, and in equilibrium your Fermi level stays constant, not constant, the same throughout your material. Okay, that is the only restriction on Fermi level, and that is in thermal equilibrium. That's all. Okay. Anybody else has a question?
Hello, sir. I have
Yeah.
a doubt related to the question 4 of the quiz. Same.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in that one of the option it was giving that the Fermi level moves closer to the valence band. So
Yeah.
we are not given the frame of reference from where we are observing this movement. Are
Yeah,
we taking
the valence band becomes your frame of reference. No, in that particular example, when we are saying that
sir,
it become it no, it does not matter what the reference point is. हम कह रहे हैं कि भाई वैलेंस बैंड के पास आ रहा है, इसमें क्या डिफिकल्टी है यार, इसमें तो कोई एम्बिग्युइटी है ही नहीं, चाहे कोई भी रेफरेंस हो दुनिया का.
No, sir, if we take this Fermi level as a reference, then according to this Fermi level won't move.
But the valence band is moving. Let us say that. Even then, it is all right. No, what is the problem?
No, sir, but in
सर
that
बट
sense, Fermi level
दोनों
won't
क्वेश्चन आंसर सही हो जाएंगे. फर्मी
क्या?
लेवल कांस्टेंट भी हो जाएगा और फर्मी लेवल वैलेंस बैंड के पास भी आ रहा है. दोनों बातें सर करेक्ट हो जाएगी उस केस के अंदर.
अरे यार क्या फालतू की बात कर रहे हो तुम. फर्मी लेवल कांस्टेंट कैसे कांस्टेंट हो गया? ये मतलब कांस्टेंट का मतलब क्या है? हाँ, क्या मतलब है कांस्टेंट का? व्हाट हैपेंस टू द फर्मी लेवल पोजीशन?
सर हम यदि फर्मी लेवल को रेफरेंस मानेंगे भी तो कोई एक कंडीशन के अंदर फर्मी लेवल की कोई एक वैल्यू को रेफरेंस मानेंगे. मान लो किसी कंडीशन के ऊपर
जो भी तुम्हें पहले से पता है. होल्ड ऑन. जो भी तुम्हें पहले से पता है यार, तुम क्विज के हिसाब से मत पूछा करो. तुम जो है अपने समझने के हिसाब से पूछो. क्विज के अपने आंसर को सही मत कराओ, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला जिंदगी में. मैंने जितनी भी गलतियां करी हैं उसकी कोई गिनती नहीं है. बाहर में जान दो कितनी गलतियां करी हैं मैंने, उसको भूल जाओ. आज मैं तुम्हें बता दे रहा हूँ फर्मी लेवल कैन मूव. Okay, if I told you previously that Fermi level cannot move, I was wrong. Fermi level can move. If I told you previously, I am pretty sure I did not say that. When I said constant, I made it very clear many times that Fermi level is constant. When I say constant, it means that it is the same throughout in X. Okay, it is the same everywhere. That is the only requirement for constant. Fermi level can move. So the question, the only correct answer in that is that the Fermi level moves down towards the valence band. Okay, that is all.
सर डी भी तो सही है.
क्या? हाँ, वो तो ठीक है, तो उसकी बात नहीं हो रही अभी. ये वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, तुम लोग जो है तुम्हारा दिमाग केवल इसमें है नंबर कैसे आ जाए. पता नहीं यार, मुझे बड़ा दुख होता है. क्या मज़ा है ऐसी ज़िंदगी में जब खाली नंबरों के पीछे दौड़ रही है जो. बताओ.
सर D is correct, but though option A is more relevant, ना?
Yeah. No, but Sanjeev, your questions were very ambiguous यार. Anyway.
Okay, sir.
थोड़ा दूसरों के तरीके से भी सोचो, बहुत क्लियरली डी में क्या गलती है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anybody else?
Sir, p-type, if the semiconductor is p-type and we go on decreasing the temperature, then the Fermi level will always go towards the valence band, means it will always go down.
क्या 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 दोबारा बोलो.
हाँ सर, जैसे कि टेम्परेचर अगर कम करते हैं तो फर्मी लेवल जो है वो वैलेंस बैंड के पास और मतलब जाने लगेगा, मतलब कि नीचे जाएगा. मतलब सर
पता नहीं, डिपेंड करता है
सर. एक्सेप्टर लेवल है ना, उसके मतलब पास जाने लगेगा. तो सर ये हमेशा होता है कि कोई लिमिट होता है?
इतना स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड नहीं है. हम इसमें इसीलिए जो क्वेश्चन था उसमें हमने क्लियरली बोला हुआ था कि वी आर अज्यूमिंग दैट द आयनाइजेशन स्टेज द सेम. ओके, we are assuming that complete ionization is happening even at room temperature or lower temperatures also, but in reality that does not happen. Your ionization becomes smaller, so it is very complex phenomena. Okay, so if you had to do it, means it will move towards the Fermi level, towards the valence band. If it is a p-type material, it will move towards the valence band. Okay, and to be more accurate, what will happen is that at temperature T is equal to 0 Kelvin. ठीक है, ये हमारा मान लो हमारा वो है EA एक्सेप्टर लेवल है, ये EC है, ये EV है. ओके, what do we know about what T is equal to 0 Kelvin? T is equal to 0 Kelvin पर क्या होता है? नंबर ऑफ होल्स कितने होते हैं? मैंने बताया नहीं है वैसे, लेकिन आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू राइट नाउ. It is called as that particular situation. That particular situation is called as freeze out. Okay, and what is freeze out? That there is no ionization taking place at temperature T is equal to 0 Kelvin. There is no ionization. If there is no ionization, that means that then the total number of holes is going to be 0 if it is even if it is a p-type material. Okay, even if you dope it p-type at temperature T is equal to 0 Kelvin, there will be no ionization, so there will be no holes. Okay, it will be only means there will be no carriers, there will be no the conductivity is going to be 0. Okay, so if we know that, where should the Fermi level lie? And what do we know about Fermi level at temperature T is equal to 0 Kelvin? T is equal to 0 Kelvin पर हमारा बोल्ट्स में जो फर्मी डिराक फंक्शन था वो कैसा लगता था? याद है किसी को?
Step function. Step function.
It was something like this at T is equal to 0 Kelvin. ठीक है ना? This is your E and this is your FFE and this is EF. At E less than EF it is 1 and at E greater than EF it is 0. So we know that there is no ionization taking place at T is equal to 0 Kelvin. So where should your Fermi level lie? Fermi level कहाँ पे होगी भाई विवेक?
सर मतलब नीचे आनी चाहिए सर.
हाँ
सर
क्या?
सर मतलब इंट्रिंसिक से नीचे होगी.
इंट्रिंसिक से नीचे तो होगी, लेकिन और स्पेसिफिकली कहाँ पे होगी? EA से ऊपर होगी या नीचे होगी?
सर ऊपर होगी.
नहीं,
सर
नीचे होगी. Okay, EF will lie somewhere here. Why will that happen? Because our EA has to be empty. Okay, it should not be ionized, so it should not have accepted any electrons from your valence band. So if it should not have accepted any electrons from the valence band, it should lie somewhere over here. Okay, the EA should lie somewhere on this particular plot on this side. Okay, so it should be higher than EF. So your Fermi level is moving closer and closer to your और ये जो है अगर temperature higher होता है तो ये यहाँ पर कहीं पर होता. So EF is moving slowly closer and closer to your valence band. You are right, but how it is moving, it is a little more complex. Okay. You cannot assume a constant P is equal to Na. ये assume नहीं कर सकते तुम constant. ठीक है, ये assume नहीं कर सकते अगर तुम temperature को कम कर रहे हो. Okay, this can only be assumed when your temperature is reasonably high at room temperature or higher. Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, in question 4, the option D is actually, it was thought in a way like it should lie in the mid gap. Actually, my point was like it is in between CB and VB, that is in the mid gap. So I think
It
in
should be.
between I should write mid gap. Yeah. So
So what is the point? It is incorrect.
the
Means yeah, the point, the answer is correct. If you, even if you answer for D.
no, sir. Like my point was to
No,
ask that whether it
we do
should
not
lie
get your point.
in the
No, that
mid
is the
gap or.
point.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Your question does not say what your point is. Anyway, anybody else? I got your point. I mean, I actually I didn't even I did not get that you meant by that mid gap. Honestly.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Next time I will.
Anybody else has a question? Okay, then we'll stop. We'll continue on Wednesday. Bye bye.